From Significant, this is Crack It in an Hour.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Crack It. We are live from Cannes on the Croisette.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
At the PayPal Ads Studio. Thank you very much, PayPal Ads, for having us. I'm Simon.
I'm Jessie.
I'm Roman.
And today we have a special guest.
And I'm Sylvain, first time caller, long time listener. I'm based in LA where you guys are at, and I'm excited. I brought a couple of things to crack. One might be more obvious than other. We're in Cannes, so I felt like it was relevant to bring it back to movies, which as Roman might know is
cool.
like kind of the only thing that I think about. So I have two topics that I'm going to force you guys to pick.
Oh, just for the record, too, we only have 20 minutes this time, not an hour.
All right. Yeah, that's good. So it's crack it in 20 minutes.
Exactly.
So
like
the first one is, how do we get people back into movie theaters?
Okay.
Is that something that you guys covered already?
We cracked it.
You cracked it. All right. Well, fine. So then the other topic where I have a lot less data on is, does Timothée Chalamet have a branding problem?
Let's do that one.
I like that.
Okay, start the clock.
Such a good one.
Okay. That's the clock's starting.
Give us, look,
No
you
data
don't need
required.
data.
Give us your I know.
Simon will question the data anyway, so.
I mean, I'm a fan, and I'm staying a fan, and I think the whole like American French boy, like talented, like I'm here for it.
Yeah.
But I'm finding him to be, from talking to people, like increasingly more polarizing. I also think, like, is he just kind of like the ultimate, like, current, like, Gen Z movie star in the way that he moves through the world? Like,
Right.
It's not like there's like the talent on film and he opens movies, but then he's like doing these kind of strange commercial for weird brands. He's kind of active on social media. He's obviously like all over the Knicks. He's dating a Kardashian. And the whole package is like, if like, Leo is kind of like the reference point for that kind of celebrity, he's like a 28-year-old Leo who's like super private, and like Chalamet is like approaching it completely differently, and I think it's like really rubbing people the wrong way.
Dude, you've already opened like so much. You are in your assessment, right? Can I ask you for okay to reframe the question to how would we help him brand himself versus that they have a branding problem?
A little bit of a
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Like to get to like, okay, what do we do?
Yeah.
I don't have much to add to your assessment because I'm exactly like you. I'm a fan of the talent. I think he's a phenomenal actor. Like, pretty much all movies he was in, I was like, that dude is like, and don't even start talking to me about Dune because I'm a huge fan of Villeneuve and Chalamet together. I'm like,
Brilliant. It's incredible.
I'm like, this is some of the best. This is some of the best things I've ever seen. Exactly, it's the Frenchness in it. And so I just wanted to say that I wholeheartedly agree.
Right?
And I would love to ask your opinion, Jessie, because I know you'll have lots of both feelings but also thoughts on that.
On just him in general?
On that question, it's a big one.
You reframed the problem. I was going to challenge the entire concept of the problem.
Okay.
Because does he need a rebrand?
Okay,
does it
let's
matter?
talk about
because
that.
I think sometimes, first of all, culture loves having someone to love and to hate.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes.
And like, that might be success. That might be the path to success. And, we could get into success looks different for everyone who knows what he wants. Of
course.
What kind of, who does he want to be, to your point? Like, is it Leo? Is it Ryan Gosling? Is it like which path, which version of which celebrity? They're all successful celebrities.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
I think it's interesting is like, we are uncomfortable or annoyed. There's many words we could use. Annoyed by his presence, or we see an evolution in his presence. But sometimes I wonder if it's all just an orchestrated game for these guys that they're playing. And their success in both the if people are talking about it, it's successful. So I wonder sometimes we sit here as marketers or even consumers who are annoyed by some of his choices out there and going,
I'm all in.
You are all in.
I'm good.
Well, so then like what's the evolution? What does he need?
Well, let's talk about the downsides. Let's talk about the potential problems, right? And I think the big one, if I'm understanding this correctly, is there's a world he becomes such an unappealing human, it affects his ability as a movie star. And I'm not saying specifically an actor, but as a movie star.
Yeah.
A movie star's job is essentially to draw box office,
Yeah.
right? And that's essentially the downside that
Yeah.
we're fighting against. But you bring up an interesting point, which is like, in this world right now, we've always had this love-hate relationship with celebrities.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just kind of combining both at the same time.
Yeah, and every time a celebrity gets, I mean, I remember reading an article, I think it was an article somewhere that was just like the reason that everybody started to choose a like I'm all in or I'm not all in on this guy is because he just suddenly was everywhere. Like he flew too close to the sun, and then everyone was like, "All right, it's cool." The paths started to the sides were starting to form.
Right. Like, I mean, saturation is such a thing. Sorry, go ahead.
No. It's interesting because you talk about Leo, right? Let's the point of reference. I think it's a
It's a very good one.
fantastic point of reference. But when you think about Leo and his generation, who is the Chalamet of that generation from a branding business standpoint? Because I think they all took path. I think of Leo. I think of Ryan Gosling. I think of George Clooney, a little older, maybe. But like all the like
Matt Damon,
Matt Damon. All those guys took a path of not Chalamet. They took a path of like probably a little more private, a little more like focused on the career.
Yeah.
There are always some
find
commercial
actually-
endeavors, but maybe less so, less visibility. Like you see what I mean? So he made a conscious decision to be that brand, right? Not like like high visibility, polarizing. I think he's playing that
And
intentional.
And he's also not doing it like an influencer either.
Totally.
Right? Like his
Totally.
whole presence and everything like does feel very curated and feel like very like, you know, I mean he's 30, but like, you know, I'm 28 years old and I wear like very large pants like we did in the 90s, right? Like
Yeah.
that's my barometer for creativity.
How large are your pants? So larger the
And then it's also like an audience thing because like what prompted this idea is recently, like earlier this week, I spoke to a couple of like Gen X men and they fucking hate him. They're like, I don't get Chalamet. I don't think he's talented.
Very talented.
Of course. I don't think he's good looking. I'm like,
He's very good.
No one.
I agree. Yeah.
Right, but I think there's
I do
there's a
not agree,
disconnect.
but on the good looking part. But go on.
There you go. And so it was just interesting that there is a, and then does he like really appeal to Gen Z? Like there's kind of no business for a movie like Marty Supreme to make $300 million, right?
Yeah.
It just there really isn't. I mean, the budget needed they needed to make that money based on the budget, but
Did they make the movie to that?
yeah, I mean it was probably made for like 90.
Wow.
But he put that movie on his back and was like,
totally.
this movie is going to make $300 million and I'm going to do the Zoom call, I'm going to do the thing. Like all that stuff is played out at this point,
Totally.
but you don't really have any movie stars that do it at that level.
Yeah. To me, the former Hollywood movie stars is a tougher reference point because of how much has changed. The one that keeps coming to mind for me is Taylor Swift. Because like Taylor Swift was a very like visible sort of like I'm on a lot of different surfaces beyond music itself. I'm known for my relationships, for all sorts of other things. That's the one that comes to me as sort of like a comparison point.
I think you two are getting to the same place, and you're right, actually, that the reference point might not be helpful because it's a generational thing. I agree with what you said, Sylvain, and I think you're getting to the same place. It's like you might not have a branding problem because that's how you should do it for that generation. That's how my kids are gonna be like, I love that guy. He's he's like doing champagne showers with the Knicks guys, like after winning, and you see him all over my Instagram feed.
For sure.
And he's like,
Well, and so, okay, I'm curious what you think because, you know, he did carry Marty Supreme on his back, the marketing, all of that. But then there was all the conversation about how it didn't pick up a single offer.
reward. Yeah.
Right? And there was a moment right before that, I think, where he had that sort of bad press moment where he kind of shit on the ballet and he was like.
Did you watch that?
And, yeah, it was a little.
I agree. Like
Yeah.
I was like, okay,
It wasn't great.
He didn't say a great thing,
I
but it
mean-
wasn't like he was a monster.
No, of course, but in classic fashion, someone
Yeah.
who's about to reach a certain
I
level of
know.
success, people take the thing and they blow it up, and then people try to bandwagon off of that to get some of their own reach and attention, because then everybody else was being like, "I'm super pro ballet, and let me show you
Totally.
how."
I know.
Blah
And that's
blah
all
blah.
he was
blah.
saying.
But I think I saw a lot of discourse around like he was going, and the reason he didn't win anything, or that movie didn't win anything, is because he oversaturated and he overextended. So, but I don't know if anyone in that generation cares that he didn't win. So I'm just curious
totally
what you
agree.
think. Like, I agree there is no branding problem, but I'm curious what you thought about that whole.
Well, I think a lot of people were like, "Oh, he's really arrogant. He's really arrogant." And I don't know if you've ever seen him on a French interview, because
Yeah, I have,
he's
many times.
obviously and he doesn't come across as arrogant in French. He's polite. He's humble, grateful, like all the things. I've seen him do that in American interviews as well. It's a bit of a take, but I think that like, if you start from the SAG Awards where he won for Complete Unknown like a year before Body Supreme comes out,
Yeah.
and he comes out and he's like, I want to be one of the greats, and I
Yes.
want to be like Michael Jordan, I want to be
Yes.
like Viola Davis, I want to be all of that. That to me was him like seeding the Marty Supreme campaign,
Yeah.
which is all about being great and all of that. So I think this like the last year and a half of people being like, we don't like Chalamet because he's cocky and he's this and he's that, I think was like, a lot of it was marketing.
Yeah.
And him
I
putting
think
himself
he
into,
did.
and I think the line between the character and the actor like got so blurred.
Yeah.
Maybe perhaps in his head, I don't know.
You know what's interesting though,
Yeah.
like the comparison to Michael Jordan, because I
Messing with
think
my head right now.
I think culturally people are, I mean, there's such a bizarre relationship, at least in American culture, with confidence. Like, we love it, but then
Yeah.
we also love
Yeah.
to be like, this person's
oh, you think
arrogant. and,
so
like-
cool.
And it's like, what do you think?
Yeah.
I think people underestimate that it takes a lot of selfishness to be great, to be Michael Jordan. It's literally, you have to be a little bit insane and a little bit selfish and a lot arrogant to
Yeah.
get there.
So-
I think it's yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No. So I'm sorry.
No,
Please
go.
finish. You sure?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Okay. I'll hold it against.
Because I've had like I've been very almost like angry about this recently,
Yeah.
because the same things where it's the World Cup right now, and the same things happening with Mbappé, like the big French player who's always said, "I'm here to win, and I'm gonna win this," and his focus in life entirely is winning the World Cup. He said the saddest day of his life is the when we got robbed from Argentina a few years ago. And
I would try.
okay, granted, we didn't get robbed. We would have robbed that one. And he is getting like hate everywhere in France. Like, he's cocky, he's arrogant, and I'm like,
What do you people want?
what do you want? And what kind of example do you want your kids to follow? Do you want your kids to just hide their ambition? Like, is it not important to be ambitious and be clear about what you want in your life? Like, and France, compared to the US, is like a world of difference. You cannot say that you have big ambitions, that you are the most arrogant person who can do that. I know in the US, you talked about that a little bit, but it's a lot more accepted,
sure.
right? So when Chalamet said that,
Yeah.
I was like, I love that.
That's cool.
Like,
By the way,
just
this is because of the school system in France, but that's the whole other.
oh yeah,
podcast.
yeah, it is. Talk about that for a second.
Oh well, I mean, also I'm not.
Sorry, I don't mean to put you on the
No,
spot.
no,
but
no,
I
no,
think
no,
to
no.
bring
I'm
up
very
a
sure
point.
to talk about school because I left in like junior year of high school and don't have any
Oh,
degrees.
that's fucking awesome.
But yeah, French school is
no.
designed.
Hey, my kids, I didn't say it was off.
It's not a good idea. Roman's kids go to school. No, French school is seemingly designed to just like keep you down no matter what you do. There's never like any praise or there's no support mechanism for feeling proud and feeling any kind of achievement.
Yeah.
Do you have the tallest poppy saying in French? Because that's a Canadian thing. Tallest poppy, because why? Is because the tallest poppy gets clipped. And it's this idea of like, there's a very culture of like, if at any point you think you're too good, you're above others, you get cut it down.
Right. Yeah, there's a little bit of that, and there is just like almost like a shame of like, oh no, like if if I'm doing too well, it's not. So
I think acceptance of established voiced ambition needs some work. I mean, I'm very pro voiced ambition, and you can do it without being cocky or arrogant. Because if you have any kind of like credibility in it, like Chalamet does, because he's one of the best in the world, or Mbappé, saying like, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna be the best at it, and I know what I gotta do to do it. Because I'm not saying it's gonna come overnight. They are very clear. I'm gonna work. I'm gonna learn this. I'm gonna learn that. I'm gonna bring in that person who's gonna teach me that. That is what the next generation needs to see. Is that like everything needs work, and if you have ambition, work on it, and you can get to that.
we're also in the time of overnight success, right?
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
you're doing well, right?
Everyone thinks, yes. And I think that what's interesting is like athletes in particular, everybody loves the story in retrospect. You know, like you even look at like the Last Dance documentary on Michael Jordan. I mean, that man he was insane. He had to be.
It's
He
in a
had to
good
be.
way. Yeah, exactly.
But I think you know, in the process, there's arrogance and, you know, people dislike and people like. But in retrospect, it's like,
Oh wow.
greatest of all time. So I love this idea of I do think there has to be a reckoning around, we talk about ambition, even like entrepreneurship. Everyone loves to talk about entrepreneurship like it's the greatest thing on earth, but people don't always want to acknowledge the like arrogance or ambition.
I do
that have
wonder
to
if
come with it.
I do wonder if there is a correlation with also the like this fatigue around like hustle culture and the dudes who are like getting up at 5 a.m.
rise and
telling
grind.
you to like eat like 5 omelets and, you know, start 7 LLC.
I'm starting my second day by 7 a.m., bro.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Like, I wonder if there's like, that's giving ambition a bad name too, perhaps.
Such a good point.
Yeah, I agree.
I was been staring off in the distance a lot during this, so I apologize for anyone who's been actually watching me. Which is, I'm having a kind of theory of an unlock after what you said, which is like, I wonder how much of this too is just frankly cultural and generational, of the idea of this guy, for all intents and purposes, isn't playing the Hollywood game to the Hollywood rules, but he's playing the generational, this is what people are into game very fucking well. And he hasn't done anything that's going to be a permanent, lasting mark on him. He's done things that are going to pick up heat for a little bit. To your point about everything with Marty Supreme, when you said that, like, I wonder if this is all just a giant marketing campaign, I felt like it was like the like Usual Suspects. Like, I'm looking around, I'm like, oh my god, Kobayashi. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because like I'm just like, to your point, what he's doing a great job of is being relevant to a specific thing for a specific part of time, but he also has the flexibility to jump to the next thing. It's like when Taylor Swift decides she wants to be this for the next album and then that for the next album after that.
Absolutely. And I think what you made me realize is that he is literally representing the next definition of ambition. And it makes people uncomfortable because it's a different version. It's a different version. Yeah. It's even different than the last decade of ambition was this rise and grind, hustle. And it's not, well, I love what you said, Simon. He's playing the Hollywood game, not by the rules, but it's also, he literally represents the new definition of ambition. And I think that's why the young generation loves it, and the Gen Xers that you meet who say, screw this guy.
And he's, with that, like, he's one of the very, very few movie stars, probably Leo aside, who can open a non-IP movie.
It's insane. It's insane.
Because like, it's, you know, it's like, you look at Margot Robbie, like her biggest movie is Barbie, right? Like there's something attached to it. There's obviously like all the, you know, we're coming out of 20 years of superhero movies. Like that's a different type of thing. But like Marty Supreme or One Battle After Another, like those movies, those are movie stars who are able to like really open those movies.
If big means money.
Box office.
Right, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Because I would argue Margot Robbie has some phenomenal movies that didn't
100%
bank as much
and
as the other ones in 09.
And she also has original. This is not a knock on Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
Really. Yeah, exactly.
I think we're ready for wrap up.
God, I just want to sit here and talk more
Did
about
you want to say
Disney.
something else? Do you want to
No.
Okay.
Did we crack anything?
Simon.
I'm going to try and do a quick summary, which is, we started from the world of does Timothée Chalamet,
Does Marty Supreme.
does Timothée Chalamet have a branding problem? Then we said, how do we make this? How do we help Timothée Chalamet with branding? And then I think what we realized was, no, he's a wizard. And he's actually playing the game on a 4D level because he understands culture and this generation way better than anyone else. And if you don't get it, it's not for you. As simple as that. I think that's where we got to.
I agree.
Roman, did we crack it?
I think we cracked it.
I think we cracked the understanding.
Because we cracked the understanding and we cracked the fact that there was nothing to crack for him. Yeah. So we did crack it. And we also cracked open the conversation about ambition.
I agree.
And how this should be.
That's a bigger one.
And that is something worthy of another whole Kraken in an hour.
Yes, that's a great idea.
Come to the studio in LA.
Yeah.
We'll do Kraken in an hour on like how to unpack like ambition.
The ambition topic is like
it's a
one
very
of
good
my
one.
favorites, and I'm
with two broken Frenchmen, a Canadian, and an American.
Jeff C, what do you think? Did we crack it?
Yeah, 100%. I loved it.
Yeah, I'm psyched.
And we
We
looked at
cracked one.
Timothy.
We cracked one in 20. Timothy, don't change. Love it.
Stay the course. We're all
the
here.
course.
We're all here for it.
From Canada.
Sylvain, this was an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for
thank
having
you,
me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you all for listening. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Crack It in an Hour. If you like the show, please don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe wherever you listen. If you have questions, thoughts, or feedback, shoot us an email at hello@crackitpodcast.com or on Instagram @crackitpodcast. Music done by Michael Anastasi, cover art shot by Mick Mint, and all things audio and video taken care of by Nathan Nash. See you next time.